What's up, everybody? It's meteorologist Andrew Myers bringing you guys your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by See-Through Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. They are linked as usual in the description to this video, so go ahead and go check them out there. So we're starting our show a little different. We got today in weather. It's a pretty big day in Florida and Louisiana's weather history, so we're going to talk about what event happened back in the day. And then we're going to get into our severe chances for today and tomorrow. For today, we've got a wide area from Montana all the way into Iowa and even Wisconsin for wind and hail possible. And then we've got more for you guys up in the Intermountain West for tomorrow. So going over all of that plus the tropics, but getting into our upcoming events first. Guys, we're tailgating. We're going to be at the OU versus Utep Tailgate on September 3rd. This one is in Norman by the Bud Wilkinson House on Jenkins Ave. That's pretty much where we're always going to be. We only tailgate for the home games mostly, so you'll know where to find us. But we're going to be there for all of the home games, and we have free food, free beer, cornhole. We got the game on, got all sorts of stuff for you guys. So get on out to that on September 3rd or any of our upcoming football dates. We're looking forward to seeing you guys out there. Then after that, we're still going to be at the RCAT/MRCA Roofing Conference from September 27th through the 29th. Again, that one's in Fort Worth, Texas at the Fort Worth Convention Center. So sign yourselves up, guys. Come see us out there and come say hello. We always like meeting you guys, or if we've already met, we like seeing familiar faces. So get on out there and say hello. Then going into the weather on this date. So in 1992, if you guys are in Florida or in Louisiana, or if you're a weather nerd, you probably remember Hurricane Andrew. On August 24th, it made landfall in Florida as a Cat 5 hurricane. The National Hurricane Center ranked it as one of its top 3 most powerful hurricanes to make landfall in the U.S. Got up to 175 mile-an-hour gusts, 165 miles an hour once it made landfall in Florida, and caused almost 17-foot storm surge through the Florida area. So really devastating storm to a lot of the people near Miami, and caused hundreds of thousands of people to lose their homes, unfortunately, and almost 100,000 people had to evacuate permanently, or I guess just leave permanently from the Miami area due to the devastation caused by Hurricane Andrew. So again, that happened in 1992 today, so bringing that up because it's its 30-year anniversary here. But yeah, Hurricane Andrew, and we're moving into hurricane season. Not looking like anything Andrew-like on the horizon yet, but we'll get to the tropics at the end of the show. Now for yesterday, so in more recent history, we saw a scattering of hail and wind reports through the desert southwest as well as the northern plains. Starting out down here in Arizona, we got a couple of very scattered severe hail swaths that were between Phoenix and Tucson here, but mostly sub-severe as well as some breezy winds here and there with those storms that were popping up down there yesterday. Then I guess up into the northern plains through North and South Dakota, we did get quite a bit of severe hail through the north central part of North Dakota here, as well as some gusty winds. Got some orange swaths through the area with those storms that passed through with the low pressure system. So it did perform into yesterday, so we got a risk out for you guys today. Here's what that setup is looking like for the next 24 hours. So this trough here is what's lingering here today. That's driving our storms through the northern mountain area and as well as the northern plains, and then all the way into Iowa. That's kind of staying in place into tomorrow afternoon, so we'll have another risk out there. Got all that heat and humidity streaming up through the mountains, and then we got that cold front that's moving through that area, kind of colliding air masses, causes some severe weather. So that's what's going to happen for tomorrow. And then we've got this bigger trough that's just kind of lingering through the east. And as that kind of sits in the same area, it's going to kind of block anything from moving through. So this next trough is going to be really slow moving. There it is on Friday at noon, barely moved out of the Montana corridor and into the central plains with that cold front, but it's trying to scoot its way east nonetheless. And then there it goes Saturday with this first leading trough finally letting everything else through. So we got one trough here and then a second coming through on Saturday at noon, bringing us possibly some more storm chances as well as some cooler weather up for the northern plains. So if you guys wanted rain and storms on our poll for our Facebook story, you got it. If you're up in the north, most of us down south are going to stay in that sunny and warm overall temperatures or overall weather. So for our current conditions, there you go, through the central plains, sunny and warm. We got the lingering rain down here from that cold front that's just kind of slowly been sinking into the Gulf of Mexico. But then for the northern plains, that's where we're going to get those troughs moving through, and we're going to have a little bit more activity to talk about. So you already got some showers moving through Great Falls, and as those continue to stream off of the mountains and as we get a little buildup of instability throughout the day, we could see some more severe activity there. And then from Minnesota all the way into Iowa, we've got more storms forming ahead of that low pressure system, and more severe activity expected for you guys through that area as well. Then for the rest of us, mostly in the mid-70s and some in the mid-80s once you get out to the east, but really nice temperatures right now. We're moving more towards falls, so more towards that pleasant, feels like temperature range for us down in the south and east. 92 degrees in Miami, 79 in Houston, not too bad with that rain-cooled air. And again, really pleasant for temperatures across most of the country. Here's your muggy cast for the end of your workday here. So there's 5 p.m. Central Time. Most of us are going to be just in the a little bit muggy to humid range throughout the central and eastern part of the country. Now, obviously, once you get down in the Gulf states, it's a little bit more into the very humid and oppressive conditions, but that's nothing you guys aren't used to with that Gulf air. And then up to the north, still got some humidity, and that's going to help us with those storms later this afternoon and evening as we continue to see that high moisture content as well as a lot of heating. That's going to help us with those storms. So here's all of that played out here on our significant hail model. So obviously there's one area that is not like the others here through Montana and Idaho has all of those warm to high values, or I guess moderate to high values, all the way from Billings into Missoula. As storms initiate through there at around 5 p.m., going to have plenty of energy to ride off of, as well as those nice cold upper mountain air temperatures that'll help us get that hail. Now, as that continues off to the east, we're going to start to see storms forming through the South Dakota and Iowa corridor by around 7 p.m. And I mean, not a ton of significant hail model values showing up here. Not super impressive, but there is enough to get us a quarter or two through that area, so not going to rule you guys out. And then obviously as the sun goes down, it's not going to help our instability values increase, so we're going to see those significant hail model values drop as well. So looking at that here into the next coming hours, we're going to see our storms developing pretty much along the Idaho and Montana border by around 5:30 p.m., getting a couple of those isolated storms that could start producing some severe hail. As they track up to the north and east, going to see more of a band develop as it makes its way into Great Falls, but behind it we still could have a bit of a hail chance. Now heading into Billings with that band through Great Falls, going to see a lot of thunder, some heavy rain, and possibly some severe hail and gusty winds with that as well. So all risks for you guys through the Intermountain West. Then off into the upper Midwest, Mississippi Valley area, Minnesota and Iowa. Going to see some more storms starting to form at around 4 p.m. through the northern rural part of Minnesota, but that should spread down to the south and west there by 6:30. Now we're getting isolated cells again forming through central Iowa. So if you guys are anywhere from from La Crosse into Des Moines, that's where we're going to see those storms initiating by around 6:30, and some of those could produce some severe hail, as well as a lot of central Minnesota there. Then as those continue off to the east through La Crosse area, going to get a long period of loud thunderstorms with this bulk cluster that's heading into Wisconsin. That's going to make its way towards Madison by around 11 p.m. midnight hour Central Time, making its way through with lots of rain. And again, lots of loud storms, but then the severe threat should start to taper off into the early morning hours and the late overnight hours. So here's your hail forecast for today. Like I promised, it's a long swath all the way from Montana and Idaho into Wisconsin. So if you guys are in Billings, if you guys are in Great Falls, if you guys are in Missoula, you got a chance to see those storms initiating, as well as a chance to see that band tracking over you later on. And then all the way down into Rapid City, you could see the far southeastern end of that tracking over you guys, low end chance for y'all. Then Sioux Falls, Des Moines, La Crosse, and even the very far southern part of Minneapolis could see some severe storms tonight, producing hail in the quarter to half-dollar size range, though it's going to be very scattered in terms of severe hail. Then for wind, pretty much the same area here, all the way from Missoula into Des Moines and Wisconsin. So anywhere through pretty much central Montana could see some gusty winds, especially with that band of storms that develops and tracks off to the east. Then Rapid City, you guys are in it as well. Sioux Falls, Des Moines, and La Crosse could all see a low-end chance of some severe storms with that second initiation that's going to track on the eastward part of that low pressure system. So gusty winds and possible hail possible for all of you guys. Then into tomorrow, we're going to see that low continuing through the Intermountain West, and there we go by 5 p.m. Seeing those storms develop through Great Falls once again and just to the west of Billings with a hail and wind chance. Not really seeing any of those single clusters of cells or, singular cells. So, got all sorts of storm modes going on here, so all risks possible. Got this band and this cluster heading into Rapid City and Billings. As that happens, we could get some severe hail. Still got a wind threat as well through much of Montana. So, gonna watch that track off to the east, and then it should start to again lose steam. So we're mostly watching hail for you guys for the instability through the area, but here you go, all the way from, again, the Montana and Idaho border into north and eastern Wyoming. We could see some hail in the quarter to $half size range, maybe locally larger, but again, it's going to be pretty scattered. So Billings, Missoula, Great Falls, once again, you guys are in the center of that risk for tomorrow's hail chances, so stay tuned for that. Then going to leave you with the wind forecast. Going to be pretty much anywhere from, again, northeastern Wyoming off into western Montana, Great Falls, Missoula, and Billings, once again, and Casper, Wyoming area could see some gusty winds with any of those cells tracking through. Then last but not least, leaving you guys with our 5-day tropical outlook here. So we've got this first storm. We've kind of been watching it slowly make its way through the Atlantic, and it's looking worse and worse as it does. Not looking much better today once it's heading towards the Windward Islands. 0% chance of that developing over the next 2 days. Now, once it moves into the Caribbean, that's a different story. That's where you start to get the Gulf Stream influence. You get that nice warm water. And if there's low wind shear with that, we could see this starting to develop once it heads that way. So we're watching this one. Now off to the west, we've got yet another disturbance coming off of the west coast of Africa. As it moves into the Atlantic, it has a better chance of development, 20%, but obviously 0 as it's overland. So this is going to be another one to watch as it's heading through the central Atlantic basin. Not a ton of development out there yet this year, but statistically, this is where storms like to develop for tropical development this time of year. So watching anything that develops off of that area. So we'll keep you guys updated on all of your risks. You guys can go ahead and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video. Smash that subscribe button on YouTube and go ahead and follow us on TikTok as well. Then if you guys want to get in contact with us, you can call us at 855-334-4245. You can also email us if you'd rather at info@hailtrace.com or check out our website, hailtrace.com, for more details. And we'll let you know what's going on with your severe weather risks as always. But for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.